Good morning. This is Kamera again. We're on day number 130. First Chronicles chapter 28 and 29. These are the last two chapters in First Chronicles. Starting tomorrow, we'll be doing Second Chronicles. So yeah, we're getting through this. We're in the fifth month of the year. Doing pretty good. All right. So starts off with David talking about, what David did was he called all the leaders of the tribes of Israel, the officials, his overseers. He called his commanders, mighty warriors, and he addressed them. He talked to them about the temple, how he had a heart to build the temple, but God told him that because he had so much blood on his hands, that he'll have his son to build the temple. And so David gave honor to God for, number one, placing him king over all Israel and his sons over Israel. And so, yeah, I wanted to point that out. Also, he told the children of Israel, or the leaders of Israel, the congregation, the people who were there, even more. But before I even go there, I believe the next thing he talked about, he tells Solomon, I love that part. He tells Solomon to know God intimately. He says, as long as you follow God wholeheartedly, with a willing mind, obey all his commandments, and God is definitely going to be with you. If you turn your back on God, then he will reject you. I love the fact that he let his son know you got it good as long as you keep your eye on God and be obedient to God. But you're not above the point where you'll turn your back on God. And guess what's going to happen when you do that? He's going to refuse you. So I love that. I love that. And so he tells, he gives Solomon the plans for the temple. A lot of people miss that, but it was David who gave the plans. It was David who God gave the instructions and the details for the temple, the inner temple, the rooms, the walls, and everything, the cherubims, the articles, how they were supposed to be done, how much weight for the articles. God gave David all the details of that plan. David gave it to Solomon. He dedicated a lot toward this cause to build this temple. He gave not only the plans, but how things were supposed to be, how much gold is supposed to be in this and that, the weight. I'm like, oh, whoa. He told him that, don't be afraid of failing. God is going to make sure that you finish this. But he put a lot of work into this, of the planning and the details. All of that gold and silver that and bronze and iron and wood. David set it up. Everything Solomon needed was there. He gave him everything. And then on top of that, David said, because of my devotion to God, I'm going to give him all of my treasures too. David gave 112 tons of gold, 62 tons of refined silver. He gave God precious jewels and marble and all these things for the temple. David was very serious about this temple. And we already know he already pointed out the location. But the plans included the upper rooms, the inner rooms, the exterior, everything. And so, yeah, I love the fact he gave Solomon advice about following God. He had a building fund, y'all. He had a building fund. So he told the children of Israel everything that he had given, the leaders, the ones he was talking to, what he had given, and he would like for them to follow him as well and give an offering for the cause of building the temple. He said, this temple here is not for mere mortals. This is for God. David even said that the 262 pounds of refined silver was to overlay the walls. So everything's like going to be gold, silver, precious jewels, marble. Yeah, of course, don't forget the wood. He has the wood too. But iron, bronze, all that stuff. And so once they actually built a great offering. It's like almost 200 tons of gold. Precious jewels, everything. So the children of Israel did give wholeheartedly. They did give an offering free-heartedly, so there was no grudge. When that was all done, they had a celebration. David, he prayed to God. He praised God. He thanked God, first of all. He prayed for his son. He prayed for the children of Israel. And yeah, and when he was done his little praise and prayer, he told the children of Israel they would give up that praise to God. And so yeah, they had a great celebration celebrating God. So that was a wonderful thing. I really enjoyed how David had done this. Yeah, so he gave his private treasures. I mean, there was so much. Solomon really just had to make sure everything was just followed through. He told Solomon, you are the king. You have these Levites, you have different tribes, you have these officials. Everyone in Israel is at your command. And just make sure just see it through. God is going to make sure you don't fail. I love that part. He told them, stay faithful to God, and God is going to be there for you. And so once that was done, the next part of that, I think it was the final part, close to the final part of these 2 chapters, Solomon was again anointed king. Remember, he was anointed king the first time when David, I think, was David, like he was, they mentioned that he was older and I guess he wasn't as involved. But his son Adonijah tried to take over ruling the kingdom. And so, yeah, we read that previously. And so David had his man, his priest and all to go and anoint Solomon as king. But this right here, guys, is now done in the as witnesses to the people that Solomon is the new anointed king of Israel. And so that's basically what it is. I mean, after that, they give like a summary of what David had done. But that is it, guys. Yep, that is it. Day number 130, 1 Chronicles, chapter 28 and 29. You guys have a God-filled, blessed day.